My name's Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. How are you? I'm fantastic and doing really well. And finally in glasses. Today I'm viewing from the house of Guerlain Spiritueuse Double Vanille. And I thought I would undo the presentation so we can all see what it looks like. And there's a reason why I'm reviewing this, I shall tell you in a minute. So this fragrance is £295 for 100ml and £420 for 200ml. So let's see what the spiel says. Double Vanille is a woody amber fragrance that takes one on a journey elsewhere. In this composition, a sheer excess of vanilla reveals its smoky, woody, and generous facets, accompanied by jasmine, ylang-ylang, benzoin, and cedar. The Guerlain Perfumer invokes exotic escapades. That's a Janet Jackson song. I've got that going through my head now. And long journeys by boat. This is an epic expedition lulled by the sense of rum and crates of spices. Okay, so I'm getting that this is a wooden boat going to Mexico, because that's where one of the places vanilla originates from. With rum, so I'm getting all of that. So I'm expecting woody, vanilla, photonic, sweet, spicy. So it says vanilla excludes bold excess met with a heady, syrupy accents of rum and cedarwood. So I'm expecting ethyl maltol whipping for the base for this. Gosh, it do go on. So vanilla, a signature material at the House of Guerlain. So they're saying vanilla plantifora, which is the Latin. The vanilla is hand-cut and cold-soaked in order to extract its fragrance to perfection. So on the list of ingredients, it's got alcohol, perfume, then it's got a UV protectant, coumarin, linalool, limonene, citronella, albatross. So when I'm reading this, I can sort of detect kind of what it's going to do. So benzyl salicylate is in ylang-ylang, and it's also used in perfumery to it can give floral facets with headium, but it can also clean up a formulation as well. It has like a clean facet to it, and then colorants. It's a very lovely video. There's all these videos and things, but kind of a bit distracting. Do we have a bottles of Double Vanille by Guerlain? Are we engaged with our higher self? Let's get testing. So this just arrived this morning, and it's got some weird thing there. Houses which put attention to detail, which are more expensive. It's these little attention to detail, which is really lovely. So I'm going to take the cellophane off. So the fragrance is housed in the white box. It's got the B on the back. Feels really nice and weighty, heavy. Label's been put on beautifully. Attention to detail. So let's have a look at the atomizer. Lovely cap. This just feels like it's just simple things. It just looks attention to detail. It looks lovely. There are colorants in this, which is on the inky. So when I'm expecting double vanilla, I'm expecting vanilla, ethyl vanillin, coumarin, maybe ethyl maltol, and then I'm expecting ingredients like different forms of the coumarin molecule, isobutanol, which gives nectarine quality. Talking about smokiness and spices, so gaiac wood, nutmeg, cinnamon leaf. It's kind of, I'm expecting this to be classic. Now, what I'm interested in is how they're going to get the projection through the vanillin and ethyl vanillin molecules. These are really heavy, difficult materials to work with at very high concentrations, because to get volume and lift, which is the polar opposite to substantiality and longevity. So these two as a perfume, we're trying to balance these things continually. By having too much volume, you don't have substantiality and longevity. Too much substantiality and you don't get much volume. So it's this balancing act. So I'm very curious how they're going to do that. I'm also curious about the musk choice, because with vanillin and ethyl vanillin, they're really lovely raw materials to work with, but your choice of musk in this is so key in how the perfume performs. So I'm very curious to what they're doing and what choice of naturals. Some citruses don't work very well with vanilla. Actually, vanilla-based fragrances, lemons is not my favorite with vanillin. Not high amounts of vanilla I'm talking about. It can be too sharp. It can give too much limonene. It can give too much linalool. It just doesn't smell too good at all. Let's buy a fragrance and have a look. I'm very curious. This is kind of exactly how to do vanilla fragrance perfectly. The geometry is really beautiful. So it's very round. Vanilla and either vanilla and Gabri, as I've mentioned before, give you a very round geometry. They're using cedarwood and bergamot, which is in keeping with kind of what you would expect other wood-like raw materials. The musk choice is really good. This is kind of what I was hoping for. I was kind of thinking, God, if you're gonna put your name into a vanilla fragrance, it needs to be really good. And it's a hard formula to get right, because too many aroma chemicals makes it smell artificial. And if you're going for natural, if you're going for vanilla absolute, tonka absolute, you want it to smell natural, luxurious, refined. And this is what this is giving me here. You can smell the cedarwood combined with the isuzuba and other wood aroma chemicals, because it's giving pencil shavings type of finish, which works beautifully with vanilla to give you that vanilla pod finish. The ylang ylang is giving it sweetness. Ylang ylang is one of my most favorite raw materials. I used to buy it when I was a kid and wear it. It's very allergenic though. Loads of different types of ylang ylang. I like the most refined, cleaned up version actually. I would be surprised if Guerlain didn't get this right. I'll just be like a bit gobsmacked actually, because everything is in there which you would go to. If you've heard me talk before about the art of perfumery, you have, when you're starting off with a formula, you just go to raw materials that go together to make your life easier. Most of the time, you're not going to be experimental. You're not going to be working on, I'm going to try this with this. You're going to really work within these sort of raw materials, wood-like raw materials. There are wood-like raw materials which give expansion and give volume, and they are things like polysantol, jarvanol, and that's been using this to give further elevation. Linalool molecules are helping to support the bergamot use, and bergamot is giving that sort of quite light, airy top note. The hedione in this aspect, combined with other aroma chemicals, is giving the feeling of jasmine. Jasmine can be a funny one with vanilla, actually. Again, quite jarring if you're not handling it with sort of care and respect. I love the musk choice, and I'll tell you why, because they're using quite high-tech musks, like the Hannibalite. Musk choice is what's making this fragrance, and that's a hidden aspect of perfumery. And so they're using musk to give elevation and a metallic, fruity finish, combined with other musk to give smoothness and work on the bloom of the fragrance, combined with muscanone and muscone to give you that natural, smooth, soft, silky finish. On to my final thoughts. I love this. I think it is beautiful. I think this fragrance is suitable. It's dead on unisex. I think both men and women can wear it. It just smells like a very eloquent vanilla fragrance. It's in keeping with kind of the marketing. The marketing fits the fragrance, and the name fits the fragrance as well. So I think that's all aspects of the perfumery wheel working together. The marketing, the fragrance evaluators, the perfumer, all working together to create something really, really delightful. Technically, I love it. It's kind of like, sometimes this is something I have to tell myself on a regular basis. Simplicity is best. You don't have to put anything to make it crazy. You don't have to do this. You don't have to always add that. You can kind of keep it simple. And that's actually the direction I'm going in personally. On a professional level, is sort of more in a exciting, classical perfumery. Things just smell beautiful, but you always have to have that projection and longevity. I would love, because it's me and it's quite a lot of money, I would like to see just amped up a little bit with the volume. The volume feels slightly too flat. In regards to volume, I think Dior did their vanilla fragrance with loads of volume, and I would love to have seen that amount of volume in this with this sort of substantiality. This fragrance will last you a long time. It's a hard-working fragrance. It's just going to work and work and work. It smells delightful. I think the occasion is sort of more colder months. I think it smells dressed up. I think it's really suitable for a date fragrance because of the sort of amount of vanilla in fragrance. It smells very lovely, naturally sweet and sophisticated. I don't think this is a particularly youthful fragrance. It smells very serious and it smells very lovely. This is very English, doesn't it? Lovely. So I would think this is for unisex. I think 30 plus. I think this would be going to the theatre, going to an event, going on a date. I think this would be lovely on a date. I do not think this is a fragrance to go out and be wild, to go clubbing, to be crazy. I think it's also a fragrance to wear for yourself at home as well. When you're at home and you're relaxing, you want to wear a fragrance. I'm going to mark it a 9 out of 10. And the one mark coming off is I would love some more volume. If it had some more volume on the top, where as I was moving my hand, I really got sort of movement on it, I would have that against the longevity. So I'd like to take off a couple of hours of longevity to have more volume. Personally speaking, if it had that, I think the smell is really beautiful, eloquent, thoroughly enjoyable, and I can thoroughly recommend it. It is top end for what it is, but I think it is, you're paying for the name, you're paying for the prestige, you're paying for the raw materials, it smells of quality. And sometimes, we like to spend on ourselves, and I think this is a lovely fragrance to spend and wear on yourself and enjoy it. So I hope you love that review. Thumbs up and subscribe on fascinating, interesting content, lots of moving hands, and lots of fragrance views. Hope staying safe and well. See you soon.